Graphic Metal is sponsored by the Organization of Open-Mindedness, NTBTSP, not to be taken seriously or personal, and Blue Snoopy, because why not? Life is supposed to be fun. Rockers, Fear Von Riot Graphic Metal here. Let's be honest. No one watches or cares about these intro videos. So let's jump right at it. These are our picks for the best rock and metal albums across the different sectors. Raise those lighters up high. Void Quest by Trudger. That's weird even to say out loud. But it was a strong sludge metal album. Ritual Decay by Lohaven is a wild trip that experiments with almost every style of music. Post-hardcore, screamo, black, sludge. It's all over the place. Boros by Barako is a badass stoner hard rock album to the bone. But one stood out the most, even if it is dangerously close to prog. They themselves say that it was spawned by 5 dudes going into a room, jamming, and basically bringing completely different ideas and just seeing what happens. Listening to it, you believe it. Best thing about this one, besides this beautiful Salvador-esque cover art, is how unique it is. However you get it done, bravo for bringing something new to the table, or better yet, meter for us to reflect on. It's The Turning by Basque, a post-prog rock album released on August 22nd on Season of Mist by Asheville, United States. The Devil to Play in the Backlands by Jack the Joker was a wild card. Totally forgot to mention Heather and Heather by Phantom Spell last month. It may seem hard rock or heavy metal, but it has the soul of prog rock at its core. Business and Pleasure by Gumby's Junk is a trip, man. Brilliant art, cover, branding, and stories. Unfortunately, their creativity brilliance is not really matched by their music. It's random and weird like a merry-go-round at a circus. But going with something a little bit more true to prog here. Reminds me a lot of Caravan, but modern. The fusion with an orchestra is awesome. It's great for taking a summer trip to the Greek islands, as it comes off like your, memories of when you were hopping from island to island, basking in a pure blue ocean and the bright sun. It's Lands by Latter by Panzer Papa. It's a mouthful. Progressive rock album released on August 2nd on Apollon Records by Oslo, Norway. Again, it's Lands by Latter by Panzer Papa. Man, that's just fun to say out loud. Panzer Papa! Panzer Papa! The Prophecy 23 by Mosh O'Clock was an absolute trip. Death Clock. Wrong Side of Heaven by End is freaking fun. Got some wit, brass, and groove in them, and all the hardcore street cred. I was so freaking excited for Voivod's latest In Forbidden Morals and could not wait to knight them as one of the best new bands for the future. But sadly, this was a disappointment. Not bad, but just not great. They didn't take a step up and the production was pretty bad. Keeping with the old school vibes, Crimson Dawn by Deathhammer is also really good and also comes packed with a ton of speed and King Diamond's classic, screams. Kill All Idols by Disaster is also intense, but our pick goes to getting past the Hallmark card we all have sent to our fathers at least once in our life. If my heart could speak for just a moment, it would say that this is the best album I've heard in years. Why? It's the best sounding and produced album in some time. Elliot Gallart, God bless you. It is so warm, inviting, and pure. No waste of time. Every damn second brings a smile to my face. Every song is unique for a contemporary crossover band. When the hell did you ever hear that? I love Nails like everyone else, but this greatly exceeds this because of its creativity and variety. And here's the kicker. It comes packed not as songs, but as a fully fleshed out concept album, and it's badass. It tells a story of someone's entire life, from womb to life, after, and everywhere in between. And it evokes every emotion you expect along the journey of, well, life. Hence the title. Last but not least, oftentimes it comes down to a feeling, right? And this disc just gives you all the feels. It's not just the best groove adjacent album since Nightmare Logic. It's the best since the glory days of Pantera, Biohazard, and early Life Agony. Here's to life and all its beauty and brutality. And here's to No Apologies. Welcome back. It's No Apologies. The album title is Life. It's a crossover thrash hardcore groove album released on August 29th by Last Ride Records, coming from Sydney, Australia. Did Lord of the Lost deliver their promise on Opus Noir Volume 1? Yes and no. It's not bad, but nothing we haven't heard before. Ed's Vuren by Madagarum has its folk moments. The Old Lie by Victim of Fire has many feisty, aggressive moments. Definitely for those who want their adrenaline stroked, and their record label cracks me up. 1,000 Little Deaths by Black Briere is for those who want a softer, more melodic, symphonic emphasis. But our pick goes to an album that's not perfect, but it conjures sounds, feelings, and more importantly, memories a la Amorphous and Wintersun. So if you enjoy them, you should enjoy this too. It's Aunas 2 by Suotana, a melodic death folk metal album released on August 29th by Reaper Entertainment via Finland. You Heartbreaker You by Jenny Beth was Punky Brewster Worth with his angsty crossover. Parasites and Butterflies is simple but groovy and catchy, light on industrial and probably too hip-hop for some though. Hex 2 is atmospherically drowning and spiritual-esque. Spire of Fear by King Yosef is violent and aggressive, will scare the living wits out of you. Full Color Eclipse by Street Sex is colorful, upbeat, and fun in a twisted spray paint kind of way. But the top pick is most certainly will not be everyone's pick, as it is rough around the edges and at times even a little cringy. But this channel always supports creativity, and this one has the best conceptual framing album, where it tells a story that evokes and turns in all sorts of different directions throughout its runtime in the dark. It's Dry Drunk by Street Sex, an electro-industrial rock album released on August 15th on Compulsion Records by Austin, Texas, United States. Devastation by Shazam was close to snagging the top spot. Colosso by Beast was also brutal, and many others seem to think so. Stalker by Crimson Butchery was solid with a sick album cover. Desolate Divine by Prescription is hellishly punishing. And the EP Rotting Flesh by Burial Extraction is also worth noting. But the top spot goes to... Why? Because of its range, its old school production, while adding a ton of modern and innovative tricks. It's the one album that feels like it has everything a Death fan desires, while at the same time standing out from the crowd and feeling unique. So, Imperishable, welcome. You are just getting started. Hope to see you up here on the mountaintop. Again, it is Revelation in Purity by Imperishable, a death metal album released on August 29th, self-released by Greenville, South Carolina, United States. Mossbane Lantern by Swallow Moth is an avant-garde's wet dream. I don't know why, but when I listen to it, I visualize the slow transition of the Turtles becoming the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Of course, In Mourning release another solid disc. The Immortal fits into their strong catalog nicely, but I still don't think that they stepped it up. Legacy by Nile continues the British modern prog bands like Haken and Porcupine very well. Formulous Ruin of Oblivion by Hexrot also had some solidish moments, but we're going elsewhere. This is a Lynchian night out gone wrong that ended in a creepy jazz club where you have absolutely no clue what is going on and you find yourself pondering every moment in your entire life. It will leave you, well, breathless, no pun intended. It's Breathless Spirit by Valar, a progressive jazz rock metal album released on August 8th, coming on Black Throne Productions via Toronto, Canada. Getting the nod because of how unique it is while still being less about just for the sake of being weird just to be weird. It's more fleshed out story and it tells a more beautiful form from beginning to end. Scrying the Angel Gate by Tar Pit was eerily as hell and has an old school delivery and vibe to it. Many seem to be high on Pain Evulsions by Innumerable Forms, where as not that impressed personally besides the eye candy attention grab of a cover. Bring Mirrors to the Surface by Zatagrov had a unique approach of fusing Black Doom and sludge together. Then The Darkness by Gracian was also interesting with a wicked album cover and dangerously close to a band name actually that I always thought would be really cool. But the Doomish album of the month doesn't even come from August, as technically it was barely released in July. It's the quadrilateral at the perfect intersect between doom, death, black, and thrash metal. The echoed vocals could be an acquired taste, but other than that, it's hard to imagine a heavy fan not liking this. One could even argue they carved out their own new astral plane of existence, and many new creatures will await you as you discover within it. It's Eutis by Archaic. We'll go with Archaic. It's a doom, death, black thrash metal album released on July 25th. on Eisenwald Records via Zurich, Switzerland. Haunt doesn't get nearly as much love as they should. A Night was electric in all its lighthearted ways. Of course, Halloween absolutely killed it, with Giants and Monsters. Vicious Rumors also back, but most will find it too soft for their liking. The Merchant by Viral was a bit of a surprise, but I wouldn't bow down to it. This World Ends in Chaos by Warchild sounded like a half-assed version of Rage, but gonna go with it may look and sound like every other power metal band out there, but oftentimes that's kind of the point of power, is it not? To just check off all the boxes a heavy metal fan wants to hear. And they do that better than most. Think Primal Fear here, which they themselves are going to be releasing a new album very, 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 very soon. But the album was Legion of the Grave by Rising Steel, a power metal album released on August 29th on Frontiers Records via Grenoble, France. First, an album that came in July barely on the 29th, but it is awesome. Love its brutal depth and ability to evoke the deeper astral planes. Hell of a debut from this Polish band you need to check out. It's Ancient Cosmic Emanation by Nalvin. Changing the pace entirely into an entirely different realm filled with dark castles and dragons. We have Stone Harrow by Mountain Realm, which was wickedly mysterious. And of course, everyone wants to talk about Black Braid. I will not. I will say it was a step up though. Our pick is Shadow, reflecting the ever winter cold gray we all are dreading this coming winter, as earlier reports are indicating for a historically cold and bizarre winter. Listening to this album makes you feel that fearful anticipation. Just like Game of Thrones, the winter is coming. With that said, there is more warmth here than you might expect. The acoustic arrangements and piano add even more depth to the emotion evoked. It's Finner's Cane by Finner's Cane, an atmospheric black doom metal album released on August 29th by Nordvis Production and via Sudbury, Ontario, Canada. Of course, the latest by Deftones and Chevelle are strong, but no shock there. Wings of Deliverance by Sisters is pretty cool, especially if you are into those bands above. And rockers need to quit their bickering about baby metal for what it is, which is trying to keep the heavy light lit for another 20 years. It's pretty damn awesome, especially the duo with them in Electric Callboy. Seriously, there may not be a more perfect match. There has to be a petition out there to form those two bands and just make it one entity. But here's to shocking you even more. Top pick was Better Than Expected. I had given up on this band for quite a while now, at least from a heavy perspective, but this one was good for several reasons. Felt like a package rather than just a collection of random songs. It comes with a vibe and a feeling of darkness not felt by the band up to this point. It sounds mature. They have never sounded this good before, focused, deliberate, and in control of their music. The album cover is also awesome, which they've never done before, and it's memorable. I mean, many moments it's just etched in your mind, probably all year long. It's not to say that some of the tropes of the band doesn't, peak out from time to time, but overall, this is a major, major step up, and it feels all too fitting with, timing given the loss of our beloved Prince of Darkness. It's Everest by Halestorm, released on August 8th on Atlantic Records via Pennsylvania, United States. I told you, shocker. And that was our picks, which means this is the outro. And you don't care about that either. You know the drill. Hit the like, subscribe buttons, all the buttons. Just hit all the buttons. Other people's buttons. Be inspirational, be beautiful, be you, damn it. Veer Von right out. You've been watching Grafikmetal. Cheers and keep on rocking.